Y'all, please help me understand this. My lights got turned off. So I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on for me. He said no, because I have a husband and that's his responsibility. How is that his responsibility to pay my lights to get turned back on after they get turned off? That you have kids that stay here. You don't care about your kids. I understand that I have a husband. Granted, don't beat me up over it. But we fell on hard times. So as my baby's father, I feel like you're supposed to pick up the slack. So you rather for your kids to be in the dark than to help your baby mother get her lights turned back on? What if I didn't have a husband? Would you have helped me then? These men is crazy. Sir, help me get my lights turned on. Don't worry about my husband. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. As my baby daddy, you should be.
Am I living in the twilight zone? Did I miss something? This is why, honestly, people need to get tested before they even have kids. Because sometimes I feel like I'm alone out here and seeing things clearly and understanding that is no way in hell that I'm ever even going to pay for you when you are living with another man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what the requirements are, right? Because I've been successfully married again for over 20 years for those of you that's just getting here. And I am very much a provider. My wife hasn't worked since we had our daughter, at least worked a regular job. She works for me, and she works in one of the divisions for one of the businesses that I run, as amongst other things. And I have one rule. My one rule is that I'm never going to stop you from leaving, meaning that you're going to have to want to be here. I'm never going to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. Outside of that, I can pretty much work through any kind of issue or problem that would ever arise. And thankfully, I don't have any because my life philosophy is that I want to spend the majority of my time enjoying you, meaning that 98, 99% of my time, I'm going to focus on the thing that I like about you. And the 1 to 2% of the time, we can figure out how to change the things that we think make sense. Outside of that, life is to be enjoyed. And you get the benefits of really, really being able to live in your femininity and not have to focus on resources. However, let's say hypothetically that you decided to leave and you do your own thing. I'm not even gonna trip. I'm gonna make sure you're good because you put a lot of time into this relationship, and I have no problem with making sure that you're straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. You're the mother of my child. We was married for 20 years. You was with me when I was getting it out the mud. I have no problem whatsoever. But all of that stops if you decide that you want to get into a relationship because I'm never going to pay for a house for another dude to sleep in under no circumstances. At the end of the day, that is logic to me. Men are territorial, and we will never, or you should never, be a simp to that level. Even if a woman was getting it out the mud with you, listen, I could send you on your way. I'm gonna make sure you're straight, but there is no continuous taking care of. That's why I don't believe in alimony at all. I remember some of these celebrities that was basically paying for somebody else to lay up with your chick. I remember when Ye was going off the deep end because Kim Kardashian was getting bust down by Pete Davidson. It drove him so far up a wall that he made some hit songs, including one with The Game where he was talking about he wanted to fight Pete Davidson because Pete Davidson was making videos riding around with his kid on a scooter. And I feel him. I feel him. I mean, I don't think that you should catch charges. I don't think that you should be in a position where you then, sacrificing your freedom under any circumstances. But I feel him because I am not going to pay for a crib for another dude to come in and bust you down in. And when I look at this video in particular, that is the equivalent of it even more. Listen, it's time to get the kids up. It's time to give the kids up. And I can understand sometimes when dudes just like, you know what? I don't know where my edge is. I don't know when you let go. For real, for real. When do you let go? Because if she refused to relinquish the kids, but at the same time is asking for you to pay for the lights to get back on, and she already got a husband, it's time to let go, bro. 100%. I don't endorse that. I don't support that. I'm not rocking with that. I don't believe that that's ever going to be conducive for you or the children. And it is time to let go. I just don't see it and I'm not feeling it. Um, and really, you got a homosexual living with you. You got a couch surfer living with you. All that's telling me is that you married to a dude that used to be community peen, but then came up off of my money. Nah, dog. Nah, you're not even responsible as a parent. I think one of the biggest atrocities in the United States of America is family court law. If I was ever to run for governor or above, governor, Congress, president, anything like that, which obviously, I don't think that it's any point in ever doing that. But just hypothetically speaking, and this is a person that has never been divorced, I don't ever have to worry about child support or anything like that. I think that family court laws absolutely need to be revisited. It's the one thing that I can think of right off the top of my head. Somebody asked me during the Millionaire Morning Show today, if I was to ever become president, what would be the first executive action that I say? And I would say we need to abolish family court. Honestly, it needs to completely do a revamp. I think that people that have children out of wedlock shouldn't receive child support. It would be proactive in preventing people from opening up their legs to people that they shouldn't have sex with. I think that child support should be limited for at least a year or two, and then you get completely cut off, or you just continue to go down in the amount that you pay until it goes to zero. Because it's not for you, it's for the children, and you shouldn't be able to live on it. I also think that once people get divorced, at some point, the other person needs to get a job. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a responsible adult, a responsible parent. This is not meant for you to have a lifetime of assistance on. It was meant for people that were stay-at-home parents at a time where women couldn't have the rights that they have, and they didn't have the choices to be able to do some of the things that they do in a day, for them to be able to be supported in the event that they, you know what I'm saying, lost their husband or somebody decided to walk out the door. It wasn't here for you to be incentivized to leave in spaces that you're supposed to still be in. And so, I don't understand the way that they continue to leave these. Of all of the laws are still on the books, and you don't have to be under duress. You can absolutely understand what a lot of other people are going through. Of all of the laws are still on the books, I still don't understand how they, leave these things in place. And it got to be a money play. It got to be because it's supporting a system and keeping money circulating at the behest of men. It's not best for the children. It's not best for men. It's not best for families. And I don't understand outside of the fact that it's just a money play. And so I think that we absolutely need to revisit family court law. And as of her situation, she 100% should lose those kids. And unless the guy don't want to have to take care of the kids, because then that means that she's just the exemplification of the things she's still with, like the guy that she's still married to, then she 100% need to lead the situation. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I just dropped a video today. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I always like to link back to the content creator, so that'll be down in the description. And make sure y'all tap into after hours tonight, because I plan on revisiting this conversation. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.